saw somebody from the crew is looking and looking up to the country, to your country, and it's on the screen. So I've been there as well in Bendigo, Ballarat. I had the honor. I drove on the road avenue of Onder in Ballarat. So, and in Bendigo, and the fabulous museum where I have seen the first time the picture of Manrik van Richthoven, who was shot by the Aussies. So well done then. Yeah, it's only very short, limited 100 kilometers and nothing for you. But this is a wonderful area over there. I still have my mind over there. So it was really an honor for me. Particularly, I grew up on the battlefields. My passion is First War. But like you see, if you look to their website from the crew here, you will see a lot of more information. It took only 17 years time. It's only a bit of part of a passion that I have in my life. And particularly finding the soldiers and looking after them. So always in remembrance, we have a lot of proud for this, for all what you have done. It's hard to believe. Even in these days, people are come to Flanders. This is the only place on the whole globe. If you imagine 2 shells burst in every meter square during the Battle of Passchendaele. So, and it's hard to believe. But one day, if you have the possibility, just come over and say hello. But anyway, it was a full fun honor for me now to have a talk with an Aussie. Thank you, mate.
C'est louche, c'est une antenne.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so then we were just watching your road and your house, and I see there, is this a white ute you own, drive?
Yes.
Yeah, and this is a golden one because I drove one. It was at 5. It was an 8-cylinder engine. I think it was a 3.6. It's an incredible vehicle.
Kassen, dat jij hem kunt zeggen.
Ja, het is een aantal aan te maken. 73 moet zijn een tijdje. Ja, 73 toch wel. 73,
73, and thank you very much. Bye for now.
Goed.
Bye bye, 73,
bye,
thank
73,
you.
Thank you.
We will listen now to the story of what happens on 26th of September in 1917. The 49th Battalion was sent up to the front line for the Battle of Polygonwood. At dawn, they would attack, but just before the attack started, John was sent out to investigate the piece of shiny metal in no man's land. As John crawled out, he was thrown back by the repercussion of an artillery shell and was severely wounded. He managed to crawl back to the own trenches but died in his brother's arms. Jim had to go for the attack, but later brought the body of his elder brother, John, to a temporary cemetery at Westhoek and buried him with his own hands. He lovingly and carefully covered the body with a typical ground sheet, so it would well preserve. Jim promised to come back after the war and take the human remains of his elder brother John back to Australia. He did, indeed, return in 1918, only to see that the terrain was so badly destroyed by artillery shelling that he had no idea where the graves were. And he had no idea where to start digging for the body. Also, Jim was wounded later on in the war. One of those wounds sustained in a hash attack. He managed to survive the hell talk and returned to Australia. Back home, he married Esme Margaret Walter, with whom he has 6 children. I just heard 5 boys, 5 girls and 1 son. Yeah. When the minting Jim drew his last breath, he called out the name of his brother, who lay buried in a faraway place called Flanders Fields. So 26th of September is for us, brothers in arms, a remembrance day. Here on the monument, we will remember them. Just 1 year ago, we had the inauguration of the bronze statue. More than 500 people were here, and more than 200 people in different countries could follow the live streaming. Thanks to many people in Australia, especially Bill Gibbons, the monument of the 2 brothers was made by Louis Lohman and arrived in Belgium. There was a time we only had a drone picture. Our dream came true. We brought the 2 brothers together again. We brought the souls together. We were standing here before the 2 rings. 2 and twin and united circles, symbolizing the unification of the 2 brothers that once were brutally ripped apart. The symbol of connection, unity, love, peace, even the eternal commitment between nations, between peoples worldwide. This day, 26th of September, we not only remember Jim and John, but all brothers and sisters died in different wars wherever in the world. Even that soldier who died this morning in Ukraine, in Israel, in Palestine, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, Iran, Syria, Libya, Yemen, Mali, Somalia, Congo, Ethiopia. And every 26th of September, we say that this memorial wants to be a worldwide call for peace. And no one better than Mark Knopfler and his song Brothers in Arms gives us that feeling. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the starlight, and every line in your palm. We are fools to make war on our brothers in arms. I suggest now we go to the standing stone of the song and listen to that song.
through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire. I've witnessed your suffering as the battle reached high. So many different songs that we have chosen, but we live in different ones. Now the sun's gone to hell, moon riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the stars. And every line in your
marathon, the down service, not the sunset service, and come back. Today, thousands of these men went over the top, jumping offline to reach a green line. Many couldn't make it. John, he was one of them. Yeah? If I tell you this, I have a very strange feeling, because I believe I have a very strong straightaway connection for any reason. Only what I have to do now is to remember what other brothers, sets of brothers. To give you an idea, we have 100 and nearly 1,000 pages of families who lost more than one son, particularly 2 boys, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and even family lost 7. I would like to spread a little bit more time, only a couple of minutes, to remember them also, other families. Doesn't matter, not only from this day. There are plenty to go. I will have to start. Remembrance, brothers in arms. 2 brothers, Private James Murray and Private Joseph Murray, 2 brothers, 6 August 1916. The ship was torpedoed and 1,701 soldiers died, but only 1 survived. Coincidence, this is recovered to the battlefields by ship. Brother leading, Joseph Hamling and Thomas Hamling, even 2 brothers, 6 August 1914. Joseph Hamling, again, another family Hamlings, and Peter Hamling, and another one, Stephen Hamlin. There were 3 brothers, the same family name. On the 6th August, no, the 7th September, 14. The Morley brothers, 4 brothers, on the 25th September 1915. Gallipoli, 12 August 1915, 3 brothers together, same shell hole. 2 brothers, Bennett, Hector and William, 1418-1917. Archibald, William and Bruce. Another French, another soldier, Reginald, Philip and Ernest, and even Edward, friends, 4, 13 November 1918. So many to go, thousands of them. Massey, George, Philip, other 2 brothers. Panel, John and Alfred, and William, 30 June 16. Totti, Oscar, and Philip, 2 brothers as well. Even the ship torpedoed. Roberts and another Roberts, Ernest and James, also 2 brothers. 1914, vessel. It may be better to stop. Can go pages and pages. I will take one more then, maybe, but it's not really to do now. Shipper, 5 brothers. Same day. Machine guns, Battle of the Somme. One day, she lost 5 boys. There's a family. There was a funeral service of their son, and a storm, the tree came down, and the son was hit. He died. During the service, of course, very painful for the family, they lost a brother, but there was another one in the war. The same when he came back home, she received him a message. Her other son was killed the same day on the battlefield. So on, so on, so on. Anyway, for me is this really something special. If you go over all these pages. And the idea of Brothers in Arms is to remember them anytime. Mention names and names. I have done some of these. Next time we have to honor somebody else. So even Eldridge today, I've met her. I saw her before. First thing when she came in, she says, "Jan, you recognized me." It was very busy for me. And then we had a small talk. Even if small, it's not a small talk. A talk like established talk. And she says, I received a message, I received a letter today, of a letter that I never have seen, I never heard, I've never had possibility to listen to it. Only she did a few mentions of the text of this letter, a letter from Jen. I will invite Janice to tell you just come here, Janice.
I am the eldest daughter of the eldest daughter of Jim Hunter. Jim is the one who survived.
Kom hierbij voor u voor.
Okay, better? Yeah. I am the eldest daughter of the eldest daughter of Jim Hunter. My mother was born in 1921 when Jim came back from the war. On the 15th of August 1917 to his father. His mother had died many years before. And Jack and Jim were 27, 28, and the rest of the family was much younger. And I'll just read you a piece. So he has not gone into battle. Dear Dad, writing you from the camp in France, and it's a vast improvement. Hodford we thought was middling at times. What we see from the way this camp runs, it is only middling. Jack and self are well and fit for anything. The first lines we'll be seeing in a few days, perhaps weeks, and we hope to be back a winner. They were keen horsemen. I'm sorry that he came on account of the hold he had upon the business, and yet it's a man's job, and if a man knew he were to be hit in the first short rounds, he'd still come. There's a fine class of lads here. Some here have seen Gullegem, and through that, Castres was something with us in a fortress. So they came and they were with a group of men that they knew from Nanango in Queensland, where they had grown up. He goes on to say, hope you're keeping free from the rheumatism. You'd reckon Jack had never had it, so Jack had rheumatism and he shouldn't have come. To see him hopping into the trenches, over obstacles, barbed wire, that if it is the luck of his to get through this field, he'll thank himself for the rest of his life for having had the trip. It wasn't his luck to get through it, because as you know, he died today in 1917. But they set off with such spirit, and I know from my mother's experience as the eldest daughter that her father never forgave himself for having left his brother here. But he would be so pleased to know that Johan has reunited them and brought them back together, because they were a very caring family. The man that Jim married cared for Jim the rest of his life, because he always suffered from this guilt of not having brought his brother back. And I think that's what Brothers in Arms really is about helping people come together and look after each other. And I thank Johan very much for the honour he's bestowed on our family from so far away. And we are so pleased to make it this year, 12 months after this was a meeting. And to see it is a very beautiful moment. And thank you all for the work you've done and that you continue to do to make this a very special place in our hearts. Thank you.
En dat is een krans, eigenlijk permanente krans voor het project. Er zijn veel mensen die het project steunen. En uiteraard is zo voorstellen dat eerst jullie krans gaan leggen. Ja. Dus dat zijn ook mensen die het project hier in één zijn. Soms dat is iemand die hem al verschillende malen inzet heeft om het onderhoud van de glasmachine. Ja. En ik zou voorstellen dat de eerste krans legt. Ja. Dat de man gras afrijdt, maar iedere 3 weken wordt weer krans gelegd, de vaste krans gelegd door de legplan. Hier in Gullegem natuurlijk, daar zit er een van ons. En ik probeer nog maar eigenlijk aan te voelen en fit te voelen, dus jammer genoeg van de bewolking. Gisteren was het wat stukken beter, yesterday was a more beautiful sunset. But only what we know is the sun goes down. Stay right in the middle of the cross there, the walk back. And this is no timeline for Jim and John. So the end of the timeline, he's still holding his brother, he has to bury him somewhere. So it will happen a couple of days after this, like in this kind of story of the Lime time. But the sun goes west, sunset. From this angle you can see where he was buried, and exactly the sun goes down where he was found. Every day Jim and John looking to the rising sun, the symbol of the join of the two rings. Every morning the rising sun. The architect, he decided, in this case, but by coincidence this property was the right angle. The right angle from east to west. Yeah? And as yeah, I lost a bit of back home. All what I know, the message when I was in Australia, and the duty was, and the charity to follow this wonderful project. Like the chairman he says, there's more than this. We have to remember them all the time in the foolish world we are. And particularly, yeah, I lost a little bit what I really want to say. So much to tell. A few weeks ago, we have the trees even. The walnut tree is a symbol of a male. We have two males in this property, Jim and John. My mom always says, one day you will find something that nobody will find. Even the walnut trees are symbolized males. Weeks ago, I talked about 26. Jim was 26 and John was 28. I said 27, 28 or 26 and 27, 20, or 28 walnuts from these trees. And I make the old port. And on the end of the service, we were joining this port. Old port made by this symbol of these brothers, the story. Yeah? And of course, as a family, sucks and honor. This is Janice. A very, very hug. Jim is brought back home. Now he's brought back to the place where he belongs to. He buried his brother on the West Creek where the sun sets. And we buried them over there. In 2008 was it. So many years later. So John, his grave is now there. His grave was before there. I always believed, and the charity followed, we had to bring Jim back where he belongs to. A few weeks ago there was a guide tour with Aussies, and they did a story. We had to bring back home, but where they belongs to, together. By coincidence, the guide he says, look Jan, these are the prints. John is there, but there's a copy of the French maps. Found there and there. This is the right angle where he was buried and where we buried him. And I asked him, please may I? And all I did on the copy was this, 1.2, 1.2. This property is right in the middle. The place to be. The place to be for Jim and John. Is this coincidence? Walnut trees. We found 5 more bodies when we buried them. When we built a memorial, a German for French soldiers, even this. We opened the trenches in 2008, 2010, the ARA department. This property belongs to so many more stories. And we're talking about remembrance. But believe what I'm saying. My old neighbor, he always told me, when I was a little boy, and this property, our trenches, we backfilled them after the war, when I was a kid, and the older people, they backfilled the trenches. And there are still many more soldiers over here, never dig up. So I found some. Believe, there are many more soldiers listening to us. We know they are brothers as well, big families then, but there are many more soldiers, only a few meters away. Years ago, they came from Zonnebeke, and they says, Jan, do you know, we did a research, Canadians. 5 Canadians on the property, on the playground, 5 Canadians. And the family before, when my dad started the bar, he found 2 Germans, he left them behind, so he covered them again. 7 boys there, 50 meters away, and I found the 5 when they were building a memorial. There's 12 soldiers and 50 meters away. They all listen. And if you look this angle, there are 7 over there. You know much more. So many more secrets to be told, and I did only a few of them in the stories of the brothers. Anyway, I believe it's time. Janice, may I invite you? The puppy, yeah? 1 puppy, and of course a husband. This is for you. This is for you, and I have to go first because they brought me something special. After the war made friends out, even during the war they made friends out. At the pinpoint of the big man to place a copy. This is French art. Yeah? So this is a kind of rubber, a pinpoint where you have to place a puppy. You also give me the sign. Pinpoint, place a puppy. From these days, every single member of the family will have these kinds of puppy and this flower. A permanent flower forever of brothers and aunt memorial. I have the honor. You will give me the pinpoint, the place. So, please.
Als je liever de tijd voor de last post hier. Wordt normaal gespeeld door de klaroenblazers van de brandweer. Ook Mark Knopfler, die Three Brothers in Arms geschreven heeft de last post gespeeld op zijn gitaar. Laten we deze ceremonie afsluiten in de last post. Dus daar technisch denk ik mij niet in te steken.
They shall not grow old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, none the years condemn. At the going down in the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Remember them.
Dank u allemaal voor uw aanwezigheid. Ik ben nu toch wel heel benieuwd in die Porto.
Kan je nog een glas extra meegebracht? Ja, ik heb je recht.